the whole world by making it very attractive. Nana, you have come to your royal home, Eastern Region. You are mostly welcome. Yes, that is he. He is the one. Ghana's president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the man of wisdom. You promise and you deliver. You promise Ghanaians that you will make all senior high and technical vocational schools in Ghana free. You said it and you have done it. Just for the love you have for the ordinary Ghanaian. Because of your free SHS technical and vocational education, all Ghanaian children attend school free, no matter where you are and where you come from. Good father, Nana Addo, the father of the orphans, you have made going to school very easy and attractive. Ghanaian students salute you. All parents say thank you. It is an uncultivated land that is called deep forest. Your Excellency, the people in the Eastern region are so amazed for you hosting the Independence Day anniversary in the region. The 11 paramounts, their chiefs, and queen mothers in the region are most grateful for this honor. Mr. President, Dokue's grandson, Your Excellency, it is time for you to deliver your inspiring message to the people of Ghana. We humbly request that you take your majestical walk to the dais and speak. Speak to your people. Thank you.
compatriots, fellow Ghanaians, the theme chosen for this year's Independence Day celebrations is Our Democracy, Our Pride. And I welcome all of you to Koforidua, the capital of the Eastern region, which is hosting the celebrations this year. The decision to rotate the scene of the national celebrations around the country, instead of staging them only in Accra, the nation's capital, has certainly turned out to be a welcome nation-building exercise that helps us to focus attention on a different region every year, and at the same time rallies the nation together in that region. Our host this year, the Eastern region, was very much at the center of the independence struggle of our country. It is home to 3 members of the Big Six of the United Gold Coast Convention, UGCC of blessed memory. The acknowledged founders of our nation, Edward Akufo-Addo and William Ofori-Atta. Their love of politics will seem to have continued into succeeding generations, with the son of one of them being the current president of our country. The other members of the Big Six were Emmanuel Obeche-Bilanti, Ebenezer Akwaje, and Kwame Nkrumah, who together with George Alfred Parr Grant, R.S. Blay, Kwabena Kessy, Francis Awona Williams, Nii Kwabena Bonney, Boycott Hene, and others, were the successors of the early generation of nationalists, such as the members of the Aborigines Rights Protection Society. Their membership included Jacob Say, George Moore, Joseph Casely Hayford, John Mensah Saba, W.E.G. Kwabena Sechi, J.W. de Graaf Johnson, J.P. Brown, and others, who protected our lands from the grasp of the greedy imperialists and who initiated the first phase of our struggle for national independence. On such a day, we must also remember the contribution of Yaa Asantewaa, Thomas Hutton Mills, James Kwegyir Aggrey, Sergeant Ajete, Corporal Atipo, Private Odate Lamptey, V.B. Annan, Jimmy Christassen, Mabel Dove, Akwaso Soso, Dede Ashikinshan, Komla Agbeli Gbedema, Kojo Botsio, Kofi Bako, Krobo Eduse, Nancy Tibo, Mumuni Bawumia, S.D. Domo, Kofi Abrefa Busia, Joe Appiah, Victor Owusu, R.R. Ramponsa, Bafo Seyakoto, Modesto Apalu, S.G. Anto, Yakubu Tali, and Ephraim Amu, to the liberation of our country and to the birth of our democracy. The work of all these great patriots culminated in the immemorial words of our nation's first leader, Kwame Nkrumah, when he stated on the eve of 6 March 1957 that, at long last, the battle has ended. Ghana, your beloved country, is free, free forever. Today, the Eastern region is, of course, not the geographic east of Ghana, but it retains a nomenclature from the colonial days, when it was the eastern border of what was the Gold Coast colony. The region is the most heterogeneous in our country and a microcosm of Ghana, and home to the most diverse of peoples. Over the centuries, the region has attracted citizens from all parts of the country and beyond, who come to work and find a welcome and lasting home. The attraction is obviously the abundant mineral resources and the rich and fertile soils. It is, after all, only a few kilometers from here that the first cocoa farm in the country was planted in 1895, some 129 years ago. And from there, the planting of cocoa spread to other parts of the country and became our leading cash crop. Indeed, Tetekwashi, an indigene of Mamponga Kwapim, here in the eastern region, brought back in the late 19th century the cocoa pod from Fernando Po, now Bioko in Equatorial Guinea, an act which led him and others to establish our nation's first commercial cocoa farms here in the eastern region. It is noteworthy that the hills and mountains of the region and the relatively cooler weather made it attractive to the European colonialists and missionaries whose footprints remain around the region. It is not surprising, therefore, that the region is home to many educational institutions, including the first middle school and first training college in the country, both in Akropong. The old and beautiful stone churches along the scenic mountain road of the Akwapim Hills remain an attraction. It must surely be as a result of Akwapim Tree being the first Ghanaian language to have been written that the culture and mannerisms of the people became adopted in the formal recognition and rendition of Ghanaian culture. When we say it is a part of Ghanaian culture to be respectful in conversations, I dare say the source must be the legendary Akwapim insistence that even an insult must be preceded with a please. They remain the repository of the rules of proper behavior. It is here in the eastern region that we find the beautiful and intricate beadworks that are defining features of Ghanaian jewelry. The Krobos are the masters of the ancient art and have modernized it to make beads attractive not only to the old, but also to the present generation as well. The eastern region is also the home of the Kwaus, Ghana's unquestioned leading entrepreneurs, and an example to all of us of what private enterprise can achieve. It is furthermore the home of the Achims, the single biggest ethnic group in the region, who founded one of the most ancient states of Ghana's history, with an unbroken record of chiefly government dating from the 14th century till today. It is home too of the Akwamus, whose renowned military exploits extended to freeing Christiansborg Castle from the control of the Danish. I've mentioned specific groups that make up the eastern region, but as I stated earlier, it is a region where the whole of Ghana merges into a melting pot and lives in harmony, and different groups feed on the strength of each other for the good of the whole. This is the same scenario that is played on the national scene, where different people have come together to form the Ghanaian nation and a national identity for the past 67 years. Fellow Ghanaians, we have good reason to choose as our theme and to celebrate our democracy, our pride, at this 67th anniversary of our independence. We are a democratic nation, and not every country can make such a claim. It is important to note that the democratic system of government we have today was not given to us at independence. More than 100 years of British rule have not prepared us in any way for democracy. There is nothing democratic about colonial rule, and whatever we have today, we have worked out for ourselves. All the defining elements of a democracy that are part of our governance architecture today we've had to fabricate ourselves. Everything we know about elections today, and we know quite a bit, we have learned through hard practice, and in the past 31 years, we have been stable. We've not got a perfect system, but every time we've had elections during this Fourth Republic, it has been an improvement on the previous occasion. We have still a lot more to learn, especially when it comes to the tolerance of opposing views. But we also know that we dare not relapse, as there are many examples of countries that have disintegrated into chaos as a result of disputed elections. We know that technology is a useful tool that we must embrace to make the electoral process more transparent. But we are very much aware that technology also now makes it possible and easier for the deliberate manipulation and propagation of falsehood to influence public opinion. When it comes to free speech and the vigorous media as indicators of a working democracy, I believe we can say we are doing well. There's no danger of dissenting voices not being heard on any subject, even though we have still more work to do on elevating the quality of our public discourse. We take our disputes to the courts for adjudication and resolution, and the judicial system operates within agreed and acceptable rules. When we look around our neighborhood, we might be tempted to think that our work is done, but we Ghanaians have never been known to settle for mediocrity. We aim for the best in every field. We should compare ourselves with the best that there is and not settle for anything less. For as long as there is poverty and injustice anywhere in Ghana, our work is not done. On a day like this, we should pay homage, of course, as I have done to our forebears and the elders who fought for independence, and work through the years to establish all that we have to be proud of today. But our attitude should always be that there are better days ahead and work towards that, instead of yearning for some bygone good old days. The greatest challenge remains the provision of good quality education to all of Ghana's children and young people. We have a lot to be proud of, but we have more work to do. I'm happy that through the implementation of the free senior high school policy, we're removing financial barriers to education, unlocking the potential of thousands of young Ghanaians, and laying the foundation for a brighter future for our country. This year, we have seen the highest ever enrollment of first-year students into senior high school in our nation's history. That is the figure of 503,000 students, a clear indication of the widespread embrace of the free senior high school policy. We should be able to offer every Ghanaian child the best education there can be. And having completed high school, our children should be equipped with skills that make them prepared to face the modern world. Our schools must prepare our children to be comfortable with science and technology, engineering and mathematics, and ready to compete in the modern economy. Fellow Ghanaians, there's more to preparing a child to face the world than what can be taught in a classroom. And there's certainly more to molding a Ghanaian child than what our hard-working teachers do every day. Too many parents have relinquished the entire responsibility of bringing up children to what happens in schools. I do not refer only to our music, dance, food, language, and fashion that form the basis of our cultural identity. I refer to the values that set us apart as Ghanaians. If we are to take pride in being Ghanaian, there should be a consensus on the value and we should transmit them to every generation. Fellow Ghanaians, I know that we have gone through difficult economic circumstances, but it is clear that we have overcome the worst and we are looking forward to better times. I wish to make reference in particular to two projects coming on stream that should make a great difference to the economic fortunes of our country. I refer to the successful selection of strategic partners that will work with the Ghana Integrated Aluminum Development Corporation, GIADEC, to build a new alumina refinery and develop mines at Nyinahini in Pasaso as 3 or 4 projects being executed under the Integrated Aluminum Industry IAI projects. I've witnessed the signing of 2 agreements in Accra recently. Firstly, between GIADEC, a wholly owned public entity, and Rockshore International, a wholly owned Ghanaian private company, selected after a rigorous process as a strategic partner to develop a mine at Nyinahini in Pasaso. And secondly, between GIADEC and Miscellaneous SA, a leading global industrial and energy company, which entails the development of a second mine at Nyinahini in Pasaso and the establishment of an aluminum refinery. We are finally coming to the end of decades of exporting raw bauxite from the country. We shall now refine bauxite mined in Ghana to produce alumina that will feed the Valco smelter and the downstream aluminum industry, which is going to have a dramatic impact on Ghanaian industrialization when we produce parts for motor vehicles, aircrafts, roofing sheets, and household utensils. It has taken a long time for us to get to this stage. We've taken the trouble to make sure that we get it right. As an indigene, it is my hope that once litigation over the Atewa Forest Range in Chebi is settled, we will be able to develop also the Chebi bauxite mine and refinery that will help deliver employment and high-paying jobs for our people, and also ensure integration and value addition across the bauxite aluminum value chain. The other major project that is coming on stream, which is bound to make a dramatic change to the economy, is the Adar Songor Salt Project, being spearheaded by Electrochem Salt Mine Limited, led by the dynamic Ghanaian entrepreneur, Mr. Dan McCaughey, aka McDan. After many years of disputes, which prevented the exploitation of salt at the site, work has finally started, and salt will be mined on a large commercial scale. With its initial ability to produce some 650,000 metric tons of salt per annum, and expanding its productive capacity to 1 million metric tons this year, and to 2 million metric tons by 2027, at 99.9% purity, the Electrochem salt mine will be the biggest salt-producing facility in the whole of Africa. These are figures that should spell a significant change in the economy and cheer us up. I am optimistic that together with other initiatives of this government, we are on the verge of a breakthrough in our economic fortunes. I must mention another important ingredient in the democratic structure which is needed for prosperity, which is the rule of law. Businesses can only prosper in an atmosphere that guarantees the rule of law. My compatriots, fellow Ghanaians, the rule of law is not an alien concept. It is not something that can be applied selectively. For it to be effective and have a positive influence, It must be applicable to all aspects of our lives and to all of us, on the streets, in offices and workplaces, to junior officials and chief executives, to traditional leaders and members of parliament, to famous artists, sportsmen and footballers, and yes, to the president too. We cannot hope for economic prosperity without adhering to the rule of law. There are few amongst us who equate the freedom that was proclaimed at the arrival of independence with the freedom to ignore the rules and regulations that should guide our lives. Aspirations for prosperity go hand in hand with the discipline necessary for the rule of law. Fellow Ghanaians, on the day we celebrate our nationhood, we cannot and should not leave out a reference to the physical state of the land that constitutes Ghana. We cannot claim to love Ghana when we treat with such disdain and total careless abandon the forests, the rivers, the vegetation, the creatures, and the soils that make up Ghana. The Almighty has been kind and generous to us, and our beautiful land deserves to be treated with tender, loving care. Unless we change how we treat the land, future generations will not recognize the Ghana they read about in the land we bequeath to them. I stay firm in my conviction that extracting the minerals we have been blessed with should not lead to the destruction of the forests and rivers. We should all dedicate ourselves anew to taking care of Ghana. I must at this stage reaffirm government's continued commitment to providing the support for victims of the recent extensive flooding in downstream communities in the Greater Accra, Eastern and Volta regions, caused by the spillage of the Akosombo Dam last year. A necessary action which was taken to maintain the dam's structural integrity. As set out in the 2024 budget, government has set aside 220 million cedis, of which 80 million cedis has already been released by the Ministry of Finance to support the ongoing rehabilitation efforts for the affected communities. Government will stop at nothing to restore normalcy to the lives and livelihoods of all affected persons. On Friday, 8th March, the 13th African Games will be officially opened in Accra, and we shall be playing host to 53 African nations that will participate in the Games. We've gone to a lot of trouble and expense to be able to stage them, and we are expecting them to be successful. I'm looking at our guest of honor, President Alassane Ouattara, and I wonder if I should draw some parallels. He has also just stated 2023, which was postponed to 2024, instead of the scheduled 2023. The Games here too should have been held in 2023, but were postponed to 2024. Football attempts to attract more attention and lead. We did it in 1957, when we were the first African nation in sub-Saharan Africa to gain independence from colonial bondage. We have got other firsts with doubtful boasts, but we have always managed to get out of difficult situations with amazing grace. We owe it to ourselves and to the rest of Africa to be that shining black star. We owe it to ourselves and to the rest of Africa to continue to have a democracy of which we can be proud. And we owe it to ourselves and to the rest of Africa to be a prosperous nation. And we are getting there, and we shall get there. Happy 67th Day Independence Day celebration to all of us. And may God bless all of us in our homeland, Ghana, and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
That was the 67th Independence Anniversary Address by the President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Thank you, Mr. President. The Parade Commander will shortly invite the Forces Sergeant Major, Chief Warrant Officer Ado Daniel, to lead the contingent to give 3 hearty cheers to the President of the Republic of Ghana and a powerful yell for Mother Ghana.
Raid! Raid!
Requisites career courses commensurate with his rank. He also holds a diploma in American language course from the Defense Language Institute in San Antonio, Texas.
The parade will remove headdress. Remo!
The review officer, the president, and the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Chaboy! Hey! Chaboy! Hey! Cha! Way! Hey! Osa! Yay! Yay! Osa! Yay! Yay! Ghana yay! Ghana yay kuniwo! Yay kuniwo! Ose!
Raid will replace headdress. Replace!
Chief Warrant Officer Ado Daniel is also a graduate of Class 68 of the United States Army Non-Commissioned Leadership Center of Excellence Sergeant Major's course, where he was inducted into the International Students Hall of Fame.
Mr. President, Yerodova, may I have your permission to follow, Mr. President? Yes, Mr. President.
He has been awarded with Long Service and Good Conduct Medal and several peacekeeping medals for his service in Sierra Leone, Lebanon, Liberia, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. He is married to Senior Chief Officer Joyce Addo of the Ghana Prison Service, and they have been blessed with 3 daughters, Gifty, Grace, and Gloria. The parade commander will now ask permission to march off the colors and the rest of the parade.
Parade! Shout! Hey! Mr. President, break over. May I have your permission to march off the colors and the remainder of the parade, Mr. President?
May I respectfully remind us all to pay the appropriate compliments as the colors march off. All in uniform are reminded to salute.
So, march off the colors. Parade! Present! Arms!
Kalabate! By the center! Quick! March! Take direction right! Right! Forward! Forward! Kalapate! Hot! Kale Scott! Present! Arms!
Parade! Shout! Hey! Arms!
We may please be seated. Shall we please rise once again for the national salute?
Parade! National salute! Present! Arms! Parade! Shout! Hey! Arms!
We may please be seated.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen,
Parade! Oh! Hey! Arms!
It is now time to follow our departure formalities. The first to take leave of us will be the President of the Republic and the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, together with a special guest of honor, the President of the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire, His Excellency Alassane Ouattara.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, escorting the President's vehicle is the Police Mounted Squadron. Established in 1940 with an initial complement of 7 horses, the Police Mounted Squadron's primary role was to provide ceremonial escort for the governor while also engaging in patrols. Presently, under the leadership of Superintendent Mary Claire Agamba, the squadron oversees 24 horses, including 6 young ones. Superintendent Mary Agamba is riding the horse Chief Inspector Dampari, named in recognition of the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufo Dampari, who played a pivotal role in instituting horse riding patrols and other reforms. Superintendent Mary Claire Agamba holds the distinction of being the first female officer to head the Police Mounted Squadron. With a diverse background within the service, she currently serves at the National Operations Headquarters for the Ghana Police Service in Accra. She is supported by the Regimental Sergeant Major Samuel Ajayi Ofori, who is riding the horse Togwestre.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is important we acknowledge the support of various institutions helping us to mark the 67th Independence Anniversary celebrations. From Nestle Ghana Limited to Ghana Lane, all our media stations, the national broadcaster GTV, and all others who picked it live from Koforidua.
A special thank you to Promasidor Ghana Limited and Indomie.
And to all the local media networks in the Eastern region, we say a big thank you.
And it's
the
been
Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Dr. Kansa, we say thank you for a good job done.
As part of this year's Open Day activities being organized for students and pupils from the Ghana by the Ghana Armed Forces, aircraft of the Ghana Air Force will be providing air experience at the campus of Koforidua Technical University and Ghana Secondary School. Also, equipment from the 153 Armored Regiment and 66 Artillery Regiment will be displayed at the Jubilee
Vice
Park.
President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and Second Lady Hajia Samira Bawumia.
All students and pupils are to note that all activities surrounding the Open Day are free of charge.
And all school contingents are also to move from the parade ground to the cultural center. All school contingents.
Our Eastern Regional Minister, Honorable Seth Kwame Echampo. Our Educational Minister, Honorable Dr. Yao Educhu. Thank you for a good job done.
And
the Chief of Staff at the Office of the President, Honorable Akosua Frema Osei Opari. The First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Her Excellency Rebecca Ekufu-Addo. Thank you for coming.
And management of the Ghana Education Service announces for the information of all schools and the general public that Thursday, 7th March has been declared holiday for all school children in Ghana. This is to enable them have some rest after preparing vigorously for the Independence Day anniversary parade. School resumes fully on Friday, 8th March 2024. All parents and guardians are to take note. Happy Independence Day.
Next to depart is our special guest of honor, the President of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire, His Excellency Alassane Ouattara, and his delegation. Our 11 paramount chiefs, we say a very big thank you for making the 67th Independence Day anniversary celebrations in Koforidua a very beautiful one. To our Interior Minister, Honorable Henry Quartey, thank you for coming. Our Foreign Minister, Honorable Shelley Ayoko Botry, thank you for coming.
Distinguished invited guests, today's parade was created by the Forces Sergeant Major of the Ghana Armed Forces, Chief Warrant Officer Ado Daniel, together with Senior Warrant Officers Amegache Arnold, Agbodazi Faris, Logan Patience, Cantoni Francis, and their staff members.
Majority Leader, Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markins, and all members of Parliament present at this 67th Independence Anniversary, we say thank you.
And a very big thank you to all teachers, district, municipal, metropolitan directors of education, and to all education workers. Aiko.
Next to depart is the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and Second Lady Hajia Bawumia. People of Koforidua and the Eastern region, we say thank you for making this a very successful anniversary celebrations. Bidding farewell to your son, the President of the Republic of Ghana, as he celebrates his last independence anniversary celebrations as President of the Republic of Ghana. Planning committee members, chaired by Honorable Lord Oblite Komi, we say thank you. National Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Mr. Stephen Intim, thank you for coming. The General Secretary of our party, the New Patriotic Party, Justin Fripong Kodria, thank you for coming.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I've been your master of ceremony, and I'm Major Andy Swati from the Ghana Armed Forces. Together with me for today's parade has been Madam Cassandra Chum Ampofo and Assistant Superintendent of Police Richmond Mensah from the Ghana Education Service and Ghana Police Service respectively. And with us has been Mr. Jefferson Sahi from the Office of the President.
And it has been an absolute pleasure coming your way. Until we meet again next year, we wish you all traveling mercies.
Next to depart is Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Arabasaki Tokono, the Chief Justice of our Republic, and her spouse. Thank you to all the Supreme Court judges who accompanied the Chief Justice to this all-important program.
All school contingents are once again reminded to move straight to the cultural center, Florida Cultural Center, right now.
Chief Justice, thank you for making this program a success with your presence. Of Staff at the Office of the President, Honorable Akosia Frema Osei Opare, our Foreign Minister, Honorable Shelley Ayokobodri, a big thank you to all the 11 paramountcies of the Eastern region, led by Nene Sakite II, President of the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs, for gracing this important occasion with your presence and hosting it beautifully. Next to depart, the Chief of Staff at the Office of the President, Chief of Staff departs, our Ministers of State and our revered traditional rulers will also depart. Chief of Staff, thank you for coming. Majority Leader is next to depart, together with the Minister for Foreign Affairs, the Interior Minister, and our other VVIPs. We want to say a very big thank you Majority Leader is about to depart. Foreign Minister, the beautiful Shelley. Thank you very much, Honorable Foreign Minister.
Take over.
God willing, the next Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Inshallah. Honorable Majority Leader, the Alexander Afenyomaki. General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Justin Frimpong Kodria, is about to depart.
Carry on. Rain! Up! Out! Back! And in!
The new energy.
We want to say a very big thank you to all our traditional rulers. The 11 paramountcies are about to depart, led by Nene Sekite II, President of the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs. The local organizing committee for the 67th Independence Anniversary celebration. We say Ayiko to all of you. Next to depart are traditional leaders. Our service commanders are about to take leave of us.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Our traditional rulers.
Hey! Woo! Left and right, trees! Left and right! Ha! Back!
To all our journalists who have covered this anniversary so beautifully, we say a big thank you. To members of the diplomatic corps who traveled all the way from Accra to Koforidua, we say thank you. Nananom, our royals, it is time to depart. Dasbre Ekwamwa Ejapon the second. Nana Osei Nyaku the third. Okuche Isio Kantumanto Ejekum the third. Dasbre Dr. Kweku Boateng the third. Odinihu Akoto the third. Osiadeyo Kwesi Ekufu the third. Oklepeme Anoba Sesreku the second.
Because of the crowd.
Osiadeyo Dr. Frimpong Manso. Achim Kotokuhene. Nene Sakite the second. Osajifo Amwetia Oforipenin the Ochihene. And all our Nananom, we say thank you, thank you, thank you.